Hello and welcome back to Shakesyear. I believe there's a party going on outside, so please pardon the noise of screaming children. It has nothing to do with Love's Labour's Lost, which is what we're still working on. And today we get to hear from King Ferdinand in Act 2, Scene 1. So if you remember, he and his guys have decided they're going to study, they're not going to talk to women, they're not going to sleep very much or eat very much or all that sort of thing for the course of 3 years, except for the fact that the Princess of France has to come and ask to get Aquitaine back. So the Princess of France has arrived with her 3 ladies, because it's a very heteronormative play, and if we're going to have 4 men, then we have to have 4 women in it as well. So they are all there, except they've been told that they are going to be staying like outside of the castle so that he is not forsworn and his oath to not see ladies and all that sort of thing. So she's a little bit snarky at the king, and then finally gives him a letter, and here's like, here are my father's demands, because remember, the King of France is too sick to travel, which is why she's there in the first place. And Baron and Rosalind got to have a little flirting, and also remember that Maria kind of has a thing for Longueville, and Catherine kind of has a thing for Dumaine. So Rosalind and Baron got to do a little bit of flirting, and then like, didn't we dance once? You want some of this? No, you're not going to get some of this, blah, blah, blah. And as soon as that is done, that's put in there sort of so that King Ferdinand can have some time to actually read this letter that has been given to him. So he comes back to sort of the foreground of the scene with the Princess of France, and he says, "Madam, your father here doth intimate the payment of 100,000 crowns, being but the 1/2 of an entire sum dispersed by my father in his wars. But say that he, or we, as neither have, received that sum, yet there remains unpaid 100,000 more, in surety of the which one part of Aquitaine is bound to us, although not valued to the money's worth. If then the king your father will restore but that 1/2 which is unsatisfied, we will give up our right in Aquitaine and hold fair friendship with his majesty. But that it seems he little purposeth, for here he doth demand to have repaid 100,000 crowns, and not demands one payment of 100,000 crowns to have his title live in Aquitaine, which we much rather had depart withal and have the money by our father lent than Aquitaine, so gelded as it is. Dear princess, were not his requests so far from reason's yielding, your fair self should make a yielding 'gainst some reason in my breast and go well satisfied to France again." So let's unpack this, because there's a lot going on here. So apparently there was a war going on that King Ferdinand's father and the King of France were sort of working on together, and King Ferdinand's father lent the King of France 200,000 crowns. The King of France claims that he's paid back 100,000 crowns, which neither King Ferdinand's father nor King Ferdinand is aware of ever having received that payment. So King Ferdinand is of the mind that technically the King of France owes him 200,000 crowns still, but he'd be satisfied with just 100,000 crowns, and then he'd give back Aquitaine. But he's holding on to Aquitaine because there's still 100,000 crowns owed to him. But this letter from the King of France is saying that not only should King Ferdinand just give back Aquitaine, but also return 100,000 crowns to him. So King Ferdinand's point of view is, hang on a second, we lent you 200,000 crowns. I'm just asking for 100,000 back to give you Aquitaine, but your dad is saying we need to give him another 100,000 crowns and Aquitaine, so we will have given you 300,000 crowns, and now you want Aquitaine back as well. Like that, none of that adds up, is what King Ferdinand is saying. And then at the very end, he gets a little creepy gross and says, you know, if any of this was even close to making sense, the fact that you're so beautiful might sway me to do what your dad wants. But none of it makes sense, so we're not going to right now. And she's like, well, I'm offended that you are unaware of this payment that we have already made to you. And he's like, where's the receipt? And she's like, Boyette has it. And Boyette is like, yes, I have it, but not here right now. I'll have it tomorrow available to show to you. And the king is like, sure, bring it back tomorrow, bring me proof that you've paid this, and we'll get all of this settled. And in the meantime, we're gonna set you up to live here outside of the court, and we'll make you totally comfortable, and you're totally welcome, just outside of the court, not inside of the court, because we have some studying to do. And yeah, let me know if you need anything. And he and the guys kind of leave, because now there has to be all of the figuring out who everybody is, because everybody's in love with everybody. And it could even be said that King Ferdinand's little creepiness at the end is because actually he's attracted to the Princess of France, because that's a thing, because it's a heteronormative play. There's 4 men, there's 4 women. We have the 3 side guys and 3 side ladies all matched up. So of course King Ferdinand has to match up with the Princess of France. So anyway, tomorrow we'll get to hear a little bit more as they all try to figure out who everybody else is, so that as they want to like exchange love notes and that sort of thing, they know who to send them to. Isn't that fun? Anyway, I'll see you tomorrow for that.